Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm looking at the price of XRP, but here's something very, very interesting. I'm about to show you something very interesting, and you're gonna want to see it. And this is not just for XRP, but if the signal that I'm looking at is right, which I really believe it is, and I'm going to show you soon, then it really goes for the rest of the crypto market. So taking everything off the screen real quick, just a little background, and I'm going to show you something that just is really going to blow you away. Okay. And I don't think anybody else has shown this, at least not to my knowledge. Um, but yeah, I actually was following it about a month ago, but I disregarded it for a couple reasons. But now that I'm looking at it again, my eyebrows keep raising, and every time I look at it, they get higher and higher. Like this is actually coming together very nicely. So what do people do when they look at XRP or Bitcoin or anything, right? So first they you zoom out here, and basically they're saying, and this is what I say too, right? This is what everybody or most people say. They basically are comparing this with this, and that's what you should do, right? This is the previous cycle, and now we're in the current cycle, right? And the current cycle is the same as this one, right? You have a rise, a crash, a retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. I don't know if anyone spells it out like that, but basically the fractal is what the fractal is, right? So this one is the same thing. You have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. But that's not what I wanted to show you. That's what I've been showing you. And that's what a lot of people have been showing, not the five phases where I say rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, but the actual fractal itself of this up move, this down move, up move, down move, retracement, retracement, right? And then especially this right here to this right here. So that's the big thing, right? That's the big thing. They're comparing this with this, and they should, and I am too. And that is the deal, right? But that is only one piece of it. What I'm about to show you is this and this, but also something else that nobody's else seen. And that, my friends, is right here. And you may say, what? That doesn't look anything like that. Well, I'm about to show you some proof. So check this out. So I'm going to go down to the daily chart. And now just bear with me. Bear with. This is very important. If you're an XRP holder and you don't watch this, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you got to watch this. I mean, you have to. So here's the current price structure, right? So just take a mental screenshot of that. And if you don't want to, that's fine, because later I'm going to put them side by side and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So I just want you to just bear with me here. So you have A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, flat, break, back test, go. Okay, one more time. A, B, C, 1, 2, 1, 2, flat, breakout, back test, go. Okay, remember that. Okay, now I'm going to go all the way back to that time, back in 2017, and I'm going to zoom in. Now, same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. You have the mental screenshot of what I just showed. Same thing here. A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, flat, right? Breakout, back test, and then go. One more time. A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2. Flat. Break above. Back test. This flat area, this box in here. And then we go. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Now, you might not see it, right? You might not see it, but I'm going to make you see it. And you're going to be like, how are you going to do that? Well, watch. I'm going to just watch this. So just look at that right there. And I'm going to come back over here. Okay? You might say, that looks different. And you're right. It does look a little different right here. And I don't like to look at that. And you say, well, you have to look at it. It's the chart. And that's true. You do. But the thing is, this right here was a news-driven event, number one. Number two, Judge Torres came out, said it was not a security. Number three, if anything, it makes it even more bullish, right? And number four, it came all the way back down as if it never happened, right? So remember this area right in here. This was the base, this was the breakout, and this was the go, right? So same thing here. Now, going back over here, right? Same type of thing. Here's the base, there's the break, there's the back test, and there's the go. There's the 1, 2, 1, 2, base, breakout, go. Now back over here. One, two, 1, 2, right? Here's the base right here. Breakout and go. And you say, well, I still don't see it. I still don't see it. Okay, now watch this. This is the grand finale. Check this out. Okay, so here is both charts side by side. And you say, yeah, I guess so. I guess it looks kind of similar, but I'm not going to bet anything on that. And you shouldn't, right? This is not financial advice. But now watch this. See it any closer? Okay, now watch this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, boom. Look at that. I painted it for you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so down here is the fractal. It looks messy, I know, but I had to make it come to life, right? I had to put the lights on. Here's the lights off. Here's the lights on. It's just like, it feels good today. I'm in a good mood because, for one, this gives me a lot more confidence. Number two, you ever watch those homicide detective shows and, like CSI or whatever? Or I like that funny one back in the day. It was called Monk. I don't know if you've seen it. Monk. The guy had OCD and he was obsessive about everything, right? He had to make sure everything was symmetrical and he had to like wash his hands all the time. It was funny. But he was very smart and he knew exactly what to look for in a crime scene, right? So like, for example, like Sherlock Holmes, somebody's murdered. There's 3 people murdered in the parking lot and the crime scene gets there and the detective's there and he's looking at things and he can't figure it out. And then the next day he goes back to the scene and he still can't figure it out. And then he looks at it from a different angle and now he found something. He found something that didn't make sense, and then he put the pieces together, and now it makes sense, right? So think about the way he felt, the detective, right? They felt great, like I solved the case, I figured it out, Now, granted, I'm not solving anything. This could be totally wrong, right? This is just all my opinion, and it could be nonsense. But at the same time, it gives more and more confidence, more conviction, more seriousness to this quest that basically trying to figure out what the heck is going on, right? So, and fractals, they're not perfect, right? History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Same thing with fractals, right? So it's like you're Sherlock Holmes and you figure it out. So if this thing breaks to the upside. So now, watch this. I'm going to take a screenshot so I could start drawing here. So basically, this right here, I'm going to change this to black right here. So you have your three-way move to the downside. I hope you can see it. Three-way move to the downside. Same, and this is the price up here. Three-way move to the downside, right? Then you have this three-way move to the upside in pink, right? So look at the pink, three-way move, three-way move. And then in blue, you have this correction, right? It could be 3. 1, 2, 3, same thing on the current price. So this is the fractal, and this is the current price. And the current price, matching it up with this blue here, looks very similar. Then, right, you have this, let me take all that off, so because we already covered it. You have this move right here, and this move right here. Now those move, that move looks very similar. The difference is, this is the one difference in the whole fractal, right, is right here. So this move right here matched up with this line right here. So this move also matched up with this, but it had this breakout here that we don't count, or at least I don't really count it, because it was a news-driven thing. It wasn't authentic. It wasn't real. Yes, it happened, but it happened because of a news-driven thing. And what happened after that? I would count it if it would have acted differently from there. But what did it do? It went back down to the same spot it was. And that's exactly right here. So check this out. You have this move up, this fake move up here, and then it came down right here. So that's exactly what happened here, which is we came up, we didn't break out like before, we came down, and we have this box right in here, this sideways base. So up, down, sideways base. Same thing here. Up, down, sideways base. Okay, now, if that wasn't interesting enough, I mean, think about this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 points of contact matching it up with this right here. So that, my friends, is absolutely remarkable. How great it's matching up, right? So now I want to show you this right here, the last part, which is the important part. So first, I'm going to talk about the fractal, which is down here. So you have this down move, same here. You have this down move. Then you have this base right in here, right? So you have the base, and that's exactly what we have here. Let me zoom in here. This is the base right in here. Okay, so then going back to the fractal, what happened? Okay, so here's your base. We break out of the base, right? We break out, and then what do? We come down and we back test the top of the base. And then, boom! What happens right after we back test the base? We go to the moon. We go to the moon. Not just the moon. We went freaking to Mars. I mean, this thing was at 20 cents. Right here, 20 cents. It went all the way up to $3.30. You might say, that's not that much. That is a lot. When you're talking about percentages, that is a lot, right? That's a tremendous amount. Okay, so now going back to here, right? Let's see if that is what's happening now. So, okay, so we have the down move, check, number 1. We have the base, check, number 2. We have the breakout, check, number 3. And what do we need now? What do we need now? The back test, exactly. We haven't done it yet. So what if we come down here, we back test right here, right? And then we go to the moon. And when I say moon, I mean the moon, right? We're going to the moon because if this fractal is correct, which I really think it has a good chance, right? And I'll give you the problems later. But right now, this is a good sign, right? I'll give you the problems later. Well, I'll give you the problems now. The first problem is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, we have to depend on it because it has to be relatively healthy. If it goes all the way back down to backtest 31K, this could delay a lot longer, right? This could delay a lot longer. And when it would start to change a little bit, right? Or maybe we need to go down to 30K in order to get that backtest. Or we just sweep the lows of the liquidity. And we'll talk about that in the next Bitcoin video. Number two, the stock market. Number three, the dollar, right? I'm not saying they're necessarily problems. They just have to be, basically what I'm saying is the stars have to align. We have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We have 7 stars aligning on the chart. Not only this fractal, but the previous bear market fractal, right? So we have like 10, 15 stars aligning. All we need now is just a couple more stars to align, and this thing has incredible potential to break out. So there you go, guys. This is the fractal right here. I'll save it. And there it is here. So here's the fractal 2017 to 2018, basically a year-long fractal. And granted, this is, and here's the cool part. Here's the really cool part. This is the 20-hour chart, basically almost the daily chart. This right here is the 2-day chart, which means what? This structure is way bigger than this structure. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm scrunching it down so that we can see the waves so that it can make sense, right? So this is the 2-day chart. This is the 20-hour chart. I mean, we have fractals. You could look at a weekly chart and have a fractal of the 5-minute chart, right? It goes very fast. But this right here is the 2-day chart, which means what? Which means we might not be able to backtest till the end of the year, which basically we already are now, right? We're basically in December. So, monthly close, by the way, the monthly close is going to happen very soon. And it should be good, looking forward to that. So, I think we're in very good shape. I just wanted to show you this XRP fractal here. Basically taking the fractal from 2017 to 2018 and matching it up. I haven't really seen anybody do this. Let me know if you have. This is I've been tracking it a little bit when we had this base in here last month, but I didn't really give it much thought because of the SEC, this wave right in here, this wave right there. So because that wave happened, I didn't really give it a lot. But now that I step back and I re-examine it and I look at the detective coming to the crime scene the following day, a different pair of eyes, a different pair of lens, a different perspective, you can start to make things come to light. So basically, that's all I wanted to share is this fractal right here. What do you guys think? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you think this fractal is just the best thing ever? Or do you think it's complete nonsense? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you can, please leave a like and a subscribe. And I will catch you on the next one. But right before I go, I'm just going to show you the live chart. Okay, so here's the live chart right here. And if this were to play out, what do we want to see? If we want the fractal to play out, this is basically our resistance area, right? We broke out, and I've talked about this before. Here was our sideways base in here. We break out, We have an A, a B, and a C. We come down here, and then we go. Is it possible for us to just go now? Yeah, of course. But the fractal back tested the top. So I would look for, if you want a good entry for XRP, I would look at 54 cents to 55 cents. And I really have conviction that if we hit 54, 55 cents again, not financial advice, but man, I would definitely, me and my friend are definitely considering to buy a lot. I mean, a lot, because this would be that point of contact. And you say, well, why? Just because of the fractal? Well, no, not because of that. Because look at this. We have this ascending triangle. We're coiling into the apex, right? But also we have resistance. We have resistance, right? We have all of this is resistance, resistance, resistance. We break out of the resistance. We come down and we back test it as new support. That is the time to go long. Fractal or no fractal, that is the time to go long, not financial advice. And you say, well, what about here? Well, like I said, that was a news-driven event. That was Judge Torres saying XRP is not a security. This to me is just the cherry on top. That is the victory. We needed this victory, right? But that didn't sustain the price. The price came back in because it diverted from the fractal, right? We had divergence from the current price and the fractal. So now it came back into its little nest, just like the previous price, right? We have the same breakout. Remember, XRP wasn't ready yet. It's like taking a cake out of the oven. It ain't ready. It ain't ready. It's going to collapse, right? It's not done yet. So it went back in the oven. It baked a little longer, and now it's ready. And now it came out, right? And now it's got to cool off. It's got to cool off. And now we want it to cool off and basically back test, right? And then once we back test, then we can slice the cake and we can cheer, right? So I hope you like those analogies, and I hope you like this video. I wanted to bring it to you because I thought it is very important. And if you're wondering where the fractal is, I'll just zoom out one more time. I'll go to the 3-day chart. It's basically right here, right there. And it doesn't look like it, right? It doesn't look like it, but watch. If I do this, it starts to look more and more like it, right? And yeah, there was our base right in here, right? Our base, our breakout, our back test, our go. So basically, if I were to compare, I think we're right in here somewhere, right in here, ready to march on up. And now look at that, right? So what is the percentage? The percentage moved from here to there. That was over about 1,500%, guys. That's a lot. So okay, now think about that. I know I said I'm leaving, but it's exciting. Look at this. This right here is a fractal for this right here. This right here, this fractal gave us a 1,500% move. This fractal is a lot smaller than this fractal, right? So you have the up move, the down move. You have the up move, the down move. And then you have all of this, and then you have all of this, right? It's this right here is so much bigger. Way bigger, right? It's way bigger. So I don't know. Let's see if we can. So I am attempting to overlay this fractal. The difficult part is because it's two different time frames, right? One is super big, the other is a lot smaller. It's oftentimes hard to scrunch it in, but you get the idea, right? You get the total idea of what's going on here, right? So you have this 1, 2, 3 move to the upside. You have this down move. Then we came all the way up, right? Then we dragged back down, and then we went sideways for a long time. The difference here is obviously, once again, I hate talking about it, but that's the Judge Torres ruling, which initiated that big pump to the upside. So pretend that's not even there. We continue to go sideways, right? We went sideways, and then watch this. We basically, had this this sideways base in here, right? Sideways base. And we broke out of the base, and we came down to back test the base. So same thing happening here. So if I put the base over here, now it starts to make a little more sense, right? So the base is right here. We break out of the base. So what could happen is we can trend up a little bit, maybe hit 70 cents, then come back down, hit that final area, and then go to the moon. So that's basically it. I mean, I think this is a good situation right here. This was your base. So what could potentially, so now let's talk about the short term. What could potentially happen, right? 1, 2, right? Maybe the price starts coming back up. Then we have this ABC back down to the back test area, right? And then what do? We go to the moon, right? Where does this fractal take us? Wow, this thing takes us directly to $12. That takes us directly to $12. Wow. Very, very cool. Just like that. Boom. Take care, everybody.